The night is quiet now, and in the quiet, something ancient stirs within you. A small, steady ember, waiting to rise again. You've carried storms in your chest for years. You've walked through days that felt heavier than whole lifetimes. You've broken in silence, smiled through pain, and held yourself together when no one knew you were falling apart. But listen, you are still here, and that means something. Look well into yourself, Marcus Aurelius once wrote. There is a source of strength that will always spring up if you look. So look, not with fear, not with doubt, but with the quiet courage of someone who refuses to surrender to their own darkness. You've been running from your wounds, hiding from the echoes of your past. But the Stoics knew what you are only now beginning to understand. The wound is not your enemy. The wound is your teacher. Sit with it. Listen to it. Let it reveal the truth you've been afraid to face. That you were never broken, only becoming. And yes, you will feel pain. You will feel the weight of what was lost, what was taken, what you never received but always deserved. But the pain is not here to destroy you. It is here to sharpen you. Seneca said, "Fire tests gold and adversity tests the brave." So let the flames shape you. Let them burn away the weakness you outgrew long ago. Breathe, slow, deep, like someone returning to their own soul after years of wandering. You don't need to punish yourself anymore. You don't need to apologize for the weight you carry. You don't need to pretend to be unshaken. You are human. And being human is not a flaw. It is a battlefield. And you have survived every war so far. Now feel something you've forgotten. Your own power. Not the loud kind, not the desperate kind. The quiet, unwavering kind that grows in people who have suffered and chosen to rise anyway. You are not who you were yesterday, not who pain tried to make you, not who fear whispered you were. You are someone new, someone rebuilding, someone rediscovering the light inside their own chest. Epictetus once said, "You may fetter my leg, but not even Zeus himself can overpower my will." And your will, that stubborn, unbreakable spark, is awakening again. Feel it. A slow rising warmth, a pulse, a calling. You're stepping into a different version of yourself now, one forged in silence, one shaped by storms, one you didn't know you were capable of becoming. And this time, you move forward not to prove anything, but to become everything you were meant to be. The world has taken much from you, but it has not taken you, not the real you, not the one who refuses to bow, not the one who keeps walking, even with trembling legs, even with shattered hopes, even with a heart that is still learning how to beat without fear. Look around. Nothing is holding you back now, except the ghosts you keep alive. Let them go. Release them like leaves falling from tired branches. Breathe again. Stand again. Return to yourself again. This is your turning point. This quiet moment where the old version of you dissolves and the new one steps out from the ashes with steady eyes and a calmer soul. You are not here to merely survive this life. You are here to rise through it. And rise you will. And so you rise, slowly, quietly, without announcement, not as a hero, not as a savior, but as someone who finally understands that their greatest battle was always with the person in the mirror. You take one step, then another. Each small, deliberate movement, cutting through the doubt that once ruled you. The world won't notice this moment, but your soul will, because this is the hour. You choose yourself again. You've spent years giving pieces of your heart to places that did not value it. You've poured your strength into people who never learned how to hold it. You've carried guilt that was never yours and chased love that never stayed. But now your hands return to you. Empty, yes, but ready. Ready to rebuild, ready to reclaim, ready to rise without needing permission. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "Do not be carried away by the imagination, but look things in the face and know them for what they are." And now you see clearly, your past was not a prison. It was a path, a rough, uneven, unforgiving path that taught you how to walk with strength, even when the ground trembled beneath you. Feel the weight lifting, the heaviness loosening, the old stories dissolving from your chest. For the first time in a long time, you breathe without fear. You breathe without pretending. You breathe as someone, no longer hiding from themselves. Pain shaped you, yes, but it did not define you. You define you, and you are not a person of despair. You are not the mistakes you made. When you were hurting, you are not the shadows you walked through. When you had no light left, you are the one who kept going. Seneca said, "It is a rough road that leads to the heights of greatness." And you have walked that rough road long enough to know that the height is near, close, within reach. Let your shoulders drop. Let your breath slow. Let your soul whisper its truth. I'm still becoming. This is not the end of your healing. This is the beginning of your becoming. And from here, everything changes. Not because the world becomes kinder, but because you become stronger, quieter, more deliberate, more alive. You have been tempered by loss, refined by failure, humbled by heartbreak, strengthened by every silent night. You endured alone, and all of it, every scar, every tear, every unanswered prayer, has led you here to this moment of awakening, where you no longer ask, "Why me?" but instead whisper, "Why not me? Why shouldn't you rise? Why shouldn't you heal? Why shouldn't you step into the life that has been waiting for you?" You are not fragile anymore. You are not lost. You are not broken. You are becoming whole. Precisely because you once felt shattered, the universe bends towards souls who refuse to surrender. And your refusal, your quiet, persistent refusal, has carried you further than you know. Take another breath. Feel the ground beneath you. Feel the life returning to you. Feel the strength gathering in your chest. Your story is shifting. Your spirit is returning. And the person you are becoming is someone even your past self never imagined possible. And now the air around you changes. Subtle, silent, but real. You feel it in the way your heartbeat steadies, in the way your thoughts unclench, in the way you no longer chase what was never meant to stay. For so long, you waited for someone to save you, someone to see you, someone to understand the quiet wars you fought alone. But the truth settles gently now. No one was ever meant to save you, because you were always capable of saving yourself. Epictetus whispered through time, "No man is free who is not master of himself." And you are finally learning what it means to be your own master, to hold your power, to command your spirit, to rise without needing applause. You feel a new calm forming, like the surface of a lake. After a long, relentless storm, the waves still, the wind quiets. And for the first time, you can see your own reflection clearly. You stand taller now, not because life has become easier, but because you have. The storms didn't pass by avoiding them. You walked into them. You faced them. You allowed the rain to hit you, the wind to tear at you, the darkness to swallow you whole, and still you refuse to fall. That strength, that quiet, unseen resilience, is the reason you are here now, breathing differently, thinking differently, becoming someone new. You no longer see your pain as an enemy. You see it as a sculptor, chiseling away the parts of you that were too small for the life you're growing into. Let that truth settle in your bones. What tried to break you was actually shaping you. You are not behind in life. You are not late. You are arriving exactly on time. The world rushes, but you don't have to. You move with intention now, with clarity, with a slow, steady power that cannot be shaken by the noise around you. Feel that shift within you. The moment you stop trying to prove your worth and finally start living it, you release the blame. You release the anger. You release the old version of yourself who didn't know how to let go. You honor that version. You thank them, but you do not return to them because you are walking forward now, and forward is the only direction your soul wants to go. Every breath you take now carries a different weight, not the weight of survival, but the weight of awakening. And awakening is the most powerful quiet revolution a human being can experience. This is your quiet revolution, happening not in the world around you, but in the world within you. And the world within you is where everything begins. You feel it now, the quiet opening inside you, a doorway you once feared to enter, now inviting you in. With a gentleness you didn't expect, you step through it, not with certainty, but with honesty, and that is enough. Your past follows behind you, but only as a shadow. No longer a chain, no longer a master, just a memory, a lesson, a chapter you've outgrown. You breathe, and the breath feels different, more real, more yours. For years you hardened yourself, just to survive the world. You built walls, armors, disguises. You silenced pieces of yourself, just to keep moving. But now you realize that survival was only the beginning. You were not meant to stay hidden. You were meant to unfold. Marcus Aurelius said, "Nowhere can man find a quieter or more untroubled retreat than in his own soul." And for the first time in a long time, your soul feels like a place you can return to, not with fear, but with peace. You sit with yourself, truly sit, and you notice something small, something delicate, something long forgotten. You are still capable of hope, not the loud kind that shouts into the world, but the soft kind, that rises slowly, like morning light slipping through closed curtains. Hope that whispers, "You are not done yet." Hope that says, "There is more for you." Hope that reminds you, even in your darkest nights, you never stopped reaching for the dawn. You realize now that your strength was never in your ability to stay unbroken, but in your ability to rebuild yourself every time life scattered your pieces. Slowly, you feel gratitude blooming, not for the pain, but for the transformation it brought, for the ways it deepened you, for the way it carved space, for wisdom, for compassion, for clarity. Seneca wrote, "Sometimes even to live is an act of courage." And you have lived through moments that required more courage than anyone around you ever knew. Let that truth soften you. Let it honor you. Let it remind you that you have already done what many never find the strength to do. You kept going when nothing made sense. You kept walking when the path disappeared. You kept breathing when the world pressed against your chest. And now, you stand at the edge of a new beginning. Not because the world changed, but because you did. You feel your soul rise, steady and grounded, like a mountain reclaiming its shape after years of erosion. There is no rush now, no panic, no desperation, just presence, just clarity, just a quiet readiness for life. You are becoming whole. You are becoming real. You are becoming you. And so you walk forward, not with haste, but with a deliberate, grounded calm that comes only from souls who have faced themselves and did not look away. The world around you is the same, yet somehow it feels different. Gentler, slower, more spacious. Because the storm inside you has finally begun to settle. You notice the shift in the way your feet touch the ground, in the way your chest expands with breath, in the way your thoughts no longer carry the sharp edge of fear. You are not running anymore. You are not hiding. You are not trying to prove or earn or escape. You are simply being, and that is enough. Epictetus taught, "Circumstances do not make the man. They only reveal him to himself." And now you understand what life has been revealing to you all along. Your endurance, your depth, your unyielding inner fire. You've mistaken your softness for weakness. It was never weakness. It was the birthplace of every strength you carry today. Your heart did not break because it was fragile. It broke because it was brave enough to feel. And from that breaking, a wiser strength emerged. A strength rooted not in hardness, but in understanding. You begin to accept the parts of you once disowned. The fears, the mistakes, the memories you buried. You turn toward them now, with compassion instead of judgment. And slowly, the pieces of you that drifted apart start to come home. You feel yourself returning, not to who you were, but to who you were meant to be. A quieter face, a steadier heartbeat, a soul that no longer trembles under the weight of old stories. You're learning to let go, not by force, but by outgrowing what once held you. You don't seek revenge. You seek release. You don't seek control. You seek clarity. You don't seek to be seen. You seek to see, to understand your own nature, with the softness it always deserved. There is strength in this gentleness, strength in this calm, strength in this new grounded presence that rises within you, like a quiet flame that refuses to die. You begin to trust yourself again, your pace, your path, your becoming. The weight of the world feels lighter in your hands now, because you finally learned that you were never meant to carry all of it. Only your part, only what shapes you, only what calls you higher. And now, you hear that call, a subtle whisper, a pull from deep within your chest, a reminder that the journey ahead is not one of fear, but of awakening. You are not walking toward a destination. You are walking into yourself. And so you move deeper into this new version of yourself, the one you met in silence, the one shaped not by the world, but by your own inner awakening. Listen to the stillness around you. There is wisdom in it, a language only the quiet can speak. For so long you lived in noise, noise of expectations, noise of fear, noise of old wounds, echoing louder than your own truth. But now the silence feels like a companion, a guide, a gentle reminder that peace was never something to chase. It was something to uncover. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this and you will find strength." And you feel it now. That subtle shift from reacting to choosing, from clinging to allowing, from fearing to understanding. You realize You were never fighting the world. You were fighting the reflections inside your own mind. Stories that were handed to you, beliefs that were never yours. Shadows cast by moments, long gone, and one by one. Those shadows fade as you step into the light of your own clarity. Your heart feels different now, not unscarred, but unburdened. Not untouched, but transformed. You no longer guard it with walls. You guard it with wisdom. You guard it with acceptance. You guard it with the calm strength that comes from knowing you can endure anything and still return to yourself. Seneca reminded us, he suffers more than necessary, who suffers before it is necessary. And slowly, you let go of the suffering you created in your own imagination, the fears of what could happen, the regrets of what already did. You come back to the present moment, where life actually lives, where breath is real, where change begins. And you notice something powerful. The present does not hurt. It holds you. It grounds you. It gives you space to grow. Your spirit, once restless, begins to settle. Like dust in a quiet room, you realize you no longer crave the life you lost. You crave the life you're capable of creating. And that realization is the beginning of freedom. You no longer ask for the world to be gentle. You learn to be gentle with yourself. You no longer wait for perfect circumstances. You learn to move with imperfect courage. You no longer chase validation. You learn to validate your own becoming. You rise each day, not to prove you're unbreakable, but to honor the fact that you survived the breaking. And with every step forward, your soul whispers a truth you needed years to hear. I am ready. Ready to heal, ready to grow, ready to become who you were always meant to be. And now you stand in the soft light of your own becoming. Not fully healed, not fully certain, but fully present. For the first time in a very long time, there's a calmness settling in you that doesn't come from life being easy, but from you being stronger than the life you once feared. You feel it in your chest, a slow, steady expansion, as if your soul is finally stretching after being curled in pain for years. You are learning to live again, not out of habit, not out of survival, but out of choice. Epictetus said, first say to yourself what you would be, and then do what you have to do. And quietly, without fanfare, you begin to shape yourself into someone you respect, someone you trust, someone you once thought only existed in dreams. You start noticing the small things that once slipped through the cracks, the way light moves across a room, the warmth of your breath, the quiet gratitude that rises for no reason at all. These are not small things. These are signs that your spirit is waking up. You begin to carry yourself differently, not with arrogance, but with awareness. Not with hardness, but with depth. Not with fear, but with quiet acceptance of everything you are and everything you're still becoming. And slowly, you stop searching for a place to belong. You start becoming the place. Your mind grows clearer. Your heart grows safer. Your inner world becomes a home you no longer try to escape from. The inner battles that once tore you apart now feel like stepping stones to your own wisdom. The wounds that once defined you now feel like reminders of how much you've already endured, how far you've already come. Seneca wrote, no man is more unhappy than he who never faces adversity, for he is not permitted to prove himself. And you have proven yourself again and again, in moments no one witnessed and no one applauded. But you know, and that is enough. A new strength rises in you, not loud, not dramatic, but steady, like a sun that refuses to stop rising. You no longer fear the future. You no longer worship the past. You stand here, in this single breath, understanding something you once overlooked. This moment is your life. This breath is your beginning. This quietness is your rebirth. And from here, you move not as who you were, but as who you are becoming. A calmer soul, a wiser heart, a mind at peace with its own depths. You have returned to yourself, and now you will rise from yourself. And now you walk with a different presence, a presence shaped not by the world's noise, but by your own awakening. There is a quiet certainty in you now, a calm knowing that whatever comes, you will meet it with the strength of someone who has already walked through fire and learned to breathe in the smoke. You no longer rush toward answers. You no longer cling to what slips away. You no longer fear the unknown the way you once did, because you understand something essential. The unknown is not an enemy. It is an invitation, a doorway, a chance to build a life with your own hands and your own intention. Marcus Aurelius said, "The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way." And looking back now, you see how every obstacle, every heartbreak, every silent night was shaping you into someone who walks with deeper purpose. You realize the things you once begged to avoid are the very things that forged your wisdom, your resilience, your capacity to love and still survive. Nothing was wasted. Not a moment, not a mistake, not a tear. Your journey has been uneven, imperfect, and deeply human. And in that imperfection, you found your truth. You begin to feel grateful, not because life is perfect, but because you are present for it. You are awake to it. You are no longer sleepwalking through days. You are meant to feel. Epictetus taught, when something happens, the only thing in your power is your attitude toward it. And now you hold the power. You didn't know you had the power to choose. The meaning you give your pain, the story you tell your past, the direction you give your future. You no longer carry the weight of who others wanted you to be. You carry only the responsibility of who you choose to become. And that choice, that quiet, steady choice, is shaping your entire life. You breathe, and the breath feels like truth. You step, and the ground feels like home. You look inward, and the person staring back at you no longer frightens you. Instead, you feel a rising respect for the soul that survived so much, for the heart that refused to close, for the mind that kept fighting when no one saw the battle. You realize something profound. You didn't just endure your pain. You elevated through it. You grew from it. You transformed because of it. And now, the horizon ahead of you does not feel threatening. It feels open, expansive, alive. The person you are becoming is not born from perfection, but from persistence, not from ease, but from courage, not from certainty, but from trust. A trust in yourself, a trust in your path, a trust in the quiet voice inside you that whispers, even now, keep going. There is more for you. And so you continue forward, not chasing life, but meeting it, breath by breath, step by step, with a steadiness that comes from finally belonging to yourself. There's a new rhythm in you now, not hurried, not anxious, just real, just present, just alive, in a way you had forgotten was possible. For years, you carried a heaviness in your chest that no one else could see. You hid your trembling hands, your shaking thoughts, your silent prayers. And even when the world moved on without you, you kept moving anyway. That quiet persistence, that invisible courage, became the foundation of this new self you're stepping into. You understand now, that strength was never meant to be loud. It was meant to be lived. Seneca said, "It is not that life is short, but that we waste much of it." And in this moment, you feel something shift, a gentle vow forming inside you to no longer waste the days you are given, living in fear, regret, or shadows. You begin to choose differently, not because life demands it, but because your soul desires it. You choose peace over chaos, clarity over confusion, depth over distraction, presence over pretending. The world hasn't changed, but you have, and that changes everything. There is a softness returning to you, not as weakness, but as wisdom. A softness that understands you do not need to fight every battle. You do not need to prove every truth. You do not need to hold every burden. You only need to hold yourself. Feel your breath. Feel your pulse. Feel the quiet confidence growing inside you, like a flame that no longer fears the wind. Epictetus taught that no great thing is created suddenly. And now you see that you are the great thing, being created slowly, patiently, with every moment you choose yourself. Instead of your fear, you give yourself permission to move at your own pace, to heal without a deadline, to grow without comparison, to rise without noise. The heaviness of yesterday no longer defines you. The uncertainty of tomorrow no longer paralyzes you. You live here, in this breath, in this heartbeat, in this quiet unfolding. And in this unfolding, you see a future you once thought you didn't deserve. A future where you move with purpose, where you speak with intention, where you wake each day with the calm awareness that you are no longer fighting life. You are walking with it. The shadows behind you no longer frighten you. They shaped you. They taught you They brought you here, and from here, everything expands.